Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. So we have a chest cold open. Happy Tuesday, you excellent spikelings. I'm your host for the day, the e-boy that loves winning quickly, aspiring spike, and welcome to my Shark Typhoon. Today, I want to demonstrate the value of aggression in Modern with red-white ground rift. So we're going to pressure opponents early, middle, then hopefully there is no late game since we already won. Very good cold open to chest. Enjoy watching my brilliant plan come to fruition while you comment, sub, follow, hit the bell bits, and discuss how cute puppies are. Not muted. No you. Johnny, 26 months, another month to clear dying love to my best friend Spike. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for 26. Okay, I have really been enjoying circling back to older brews the last week or so, and it's also been going really well. We played 8-key combo. We went 4-1. We played Sacrifice, went 5-0. And this is also a deck that I have been saying for like 2 months that I wanted to play another week or two of. This is a Boros aggro deck that is trying to use specifically ground rifts, but also, a few different, pump spells like Mutagenic Growth, Homestead Courage to power up Clever Lumimancer, Illuminator Virtuoso, Swiftspear, kind of powered up by itself, and the Nivmagus Elemental. Specifically, ground rift is crazy with the Magecraft ability, where for each spell you cast, this Lumimancer can get +2/+2. Illuminator Virtuoso, you can target with every single copy of Ground Rift, and then you get to connive for every spell you've cast before, and you get to loot through your entire deck, loot Lava Dart into your yard, target your own Virtuoso, keep going, just keep digging for, an Ancestral Anger, or, just, for the most part, if you untap with Illuminator Virtuoso in this deck, you win, and then you have lots of other powerful one-mana threats. Nivmagus Elemental can eat all the copies of Ground Rift to put counters on it. And this is a very high synergy pump spell style aggro deck that I have liked in the past, and I'm excited to be playing against some more. What turn are we winning? Turn 3 is this deck's usual Goldfish, although you can win on turn 2. Definitely, plenty of turn 2 wins also, with usually with Lumimancer. Yeah, very low mana curve. Deck is not the strongest against Chalice with the Void, I'll say. Although I have beaten it a few times, because you can just still cast your spells into the Chalice. Yeah. There was a bug with the deck, which is part of the reason why we stopped playing it, where if the only creature in play if there's only one creature in play on your side, Ground Rift, I believe the Storm doesn't trigger. I think that's the case, and we have a hand that I'm going to keep. This hand is also definitely if Virtuoso is the only creature in play, I believe that it's maybe either the Storm doesn't trigger or the Connives don't resolve. It's really weird. I was not in Doom's chat last night, no, but I didn't see the Rogues list either. I was drafting last night. The opponent's gone Scalding Tarn Go. So I'm not sure how much I just want to jam the Virtuoso. I probably have to. Maybe I'll cast the Manamorphose first. Okay. Drawing Emerge Unscathed. I'm going to be happy enough here to just play the Manamorphose and try to set up for a turn where I'm playing this with protection. If my opponent spell pierces this, that's okay. Did I play any RCQ this weekend? No, I didn't play any this weekend. Last week. I'm not going to play any this weekend either. Just been very busy with Vegas and stuff, and these RCQs are very time consuming. 62 League of matches, been surprisingly competitive. I'll take a look in the chat. Okay, this Virtuoso never resolves ever. We just chill for a second. At least one more turn. This is Modern. It's way too early. It's too fucking early for this. It's too fucking early for me to go through every single rogue that's legal in Modern. Okay, Charlotte's Agent is a legal rogue. This is something I agree with. What am I supposed to do with this? Literally, what am I supposed to do? I didn't get any sleep last night. I'll wake up first thing in the morning. This is what I gotta work with? I've played rogues in the past. Like, when I was played rogues in the past, I was like... what I really liked was... I was playing... What's the card? The Invisible Stalker. I was playing Invisible Stalker and putting Curiosity on Invisible Stalker, and then I had the when you deal combat damage with a rogue. I had a couple of those cards. Like, you discard 2 cards. Obviously, this is a super different direction you've gone here. Okay, we're drawing all Emerge Unscathed instead of lands. I mean, I think we just have to continue to be patient. Spear on, 4 months ago, thank you. Okay, my first impression of the deck, honestly, is that it looks like underpowered humans or merfolk. And it's not like I have... Yeah, 17 lands, by the way. I mean, usually you're not, like, sitting this hard on emergency. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. We're playing control, okay? I have never seen a deck tech and just been so stunned and sunlocked in, like, my entire life. I'm not... Okay, Mutagenic Growth protects us from a removal spell. We're gonna go ahead and play it. They have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. Is what it is. Yeah, I guess you gotta keep me on my toes. Like, I don't know. I like the Orvars. Okay, Blood Moon is interesting. In, like, the sense that it's pretty good here, I guess. Play that for now. Play CDC Healy, combo brought back deck with red white scan package binding. Seems like you'd like it if I saw it. I've like started to work on that a few times. I don't think I ever like totally got something together. I don't know, Dex. It seems like you broke it. I have no words. I have no words, no feedback. I am stunned in this bruised beauty. I have no feedback. Just a thumbs up. Keep playing it. Keep testing. Maybe play like one less Earwig squad. How many Orvar should deck play in the sideboard? It just all depends. Like, how bad is your creativity matchup? Are you a deck that like can afford to hold up reactive cards? Just all depends. Jegantha will save me. Well, maybe I'm supposed to... Oh, I'm probably supposed to cycle the Anger. Yeah, that's fine. Everything is fine here. Alright, so we don't have to go to discard. The Arid squad for sure holds the deck together. Well, if they hold the deck together, they should probably be in the main deck. Things will look fine. I've looked into it. I've checked it out. Things are fine here. I promise. Lemon with the 2-pack. We posted a good chat. I can take a look. See, I told you things were fine. I told you things were fine. Like, unironically, this is great. Okay, so it's flashback. We have 4 darts in the yard. Let's go flashback dart. Yump. This is fine. I declare that everything is fine. What a way to start the day, huh? I also got like 2 hours of sleep, so we're gonna get weird today, chat. Fuck. Okay. Ground Rift was an instant, then you'd be sorry, opponent. I'm bringing the Blacksmith skills, usually in this matchup. I got the... I usually go down on Manamorphose because it can be kind of hard to like hold up the protection spells when you have the Manamorphoses. And then I think I also cut the Homestead Courages. Is the ground bug fixed? I don't know. I meant to test it, but I didn't, and we'll see. Could you not have given Pro Red? There's a Blood Moon in play. One cool thing about Blacksmith skill in this deck too is that one of the main matchups you want it for is creativity because their deck is like so full of removal, and Blacksmith skill can also stop creativity X equals 1, so it's a little bit versatile there. Oh, there's another deck tech, right? That was Lemon. I don't know if you posted the link in the chat, but whenever you're ready, we'll get to it. I like how there are 2 channel point redeemed deck techs. There are 2? Okay, that's why we've had so many channel point deck techs. Because remember one of them wasn't working for... One of them wasn't working. I had to make a second one, and now the other one's working again. Okay. I was thinking yesterday, man, I got a lot of channel point deck techs. Zerling, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. Blacksmith skill doesn't. It gives hexproof, so your opponents, namely you, can't target. It gives hexproof and indestructible. So the main reason it stops creativity is because the wording on creativity says, if this permanent is destroyed this way, put the creature into play. But with skill, the thing is not destroyed. Yeah, it does work. I learned this the other day in a paper tournament with my friend. My friend was playing in the top 12, top 8. I think it was top 8 of the SCG Dallas, and his opponent cast creativity, and I'm like, oh, we're so dead. And then he Blacksmith skill. I'm like, what? That doesn't work that way, but it does work that way. It's a very hype moment. Okay, gonna keep this. Yeah, it also works to get Welding Jargon's tokens. I've done it in my hammer. My opponent said it didn't work. Your opponent is wrong. Probably not lying to you, but I also like instinctually didn't think it worked, but it does work that way. Creativity is worded differently than like every other like polymorph effect ever. It's like just much more powerful. For kind of no reason. Mutagenic Growth. It's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna start slamming Virtuosos. Guess I could have poked in first. Yeah, it doesn't beat Transmogrify, because Transmogrify exiles the thing. I usually find that drawing Mutagenic Growth is super duper important to winning this this matchup. Let's see what we draw here. Literally the 4th Virtuoso. Well, I guess that's what I'm playing. Yeah, I like this deck a lot too. I've been meaning to play it more. I've been also like really enjoying like circling back to hits like this and giving them a little bit more love last week. It's a good time too, like right before Bro comes out. Have we thought about brewing around Power Conduit and Black Green? So you're gonna have to give me like something that like black or like what specifically about Black Green makes you want to play Power Conduit. Because I find a lot of times when people make suggestions like this, like they're literally just like, my favorite color combo is black-green, I like Power Conduit, is there something there? But that's just like not how, you know, brewing works, or not how I like to do brewing at least. Binding the Old Gods. That is something. Yeah, that's something. And you know, I don't think Binding the Old Gods is if it was 1 less mana, I would be pretty into it. It's maybe it's not the worst suggestion I've heard, but if it was, I would really like it to be 1 less mana than it is, which I know is asking a lot. Reclaimer Saga with Bob. So Reclaimer Saga with Bob is the ultimate hero deck in Modern. If you play Reclaimer Saga in Modern, you are just Modern's greatest hero. And that's great. That's great to be. The reality is, though, that like I don't really like Reclaimer a ton in those decks. It's not the worst card ever, but it's also not a card I like that much. And it's just like when you don't play red, your card quality drops so much in Jund. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's something. I think I discard a Virtuoso. It is pretty rare in this deck that you untap with a Virtuoso, and it's not just like you're not able to just win the game, but it happens sometimes. Health, if you type ! Deck Tech, you can learn how to redeem either channel points or subs or money for Deck Tech. Why pay for Pierce? If I don't pay for Pierce, they get to eat my... Oh, no, they don't, because I just get to connive at 2/2. I guess I wasn't supposed to pay for it, huh? Alright, let's get in. Weird game so far. Overwhelming Remorse. What is it? I'm not I don't think that was a card that was on my bro video. If you type ! Bro in the chat. I guess I probably want to get that back in the title, actually. One Brazen Borrower. That card is... So yeah, I think there are a lot of cards like this in Magic that are like, cost one less for each creature in your graveyard, and it's like so easy to look at this and be like, oh, I'll just have 4 creatures in my graveyard, and then this card costs 1 mana. But that's not going to be something you can do until like turn 5. So this card is just not going to be a, like, you know, castable spell till like turn 4, turn 5 most of the time, and that is going to make it not playable. Terrific, 20 months, thank you. If it was Delve, you know, when I first read it, for some reason I thought it was Delve. I'm like, oh, this is just like a busted murderous cut, but that is not what the card says. Okay, let's draw a card in response. Try to find a protection spell. I think I'm supposed to go for this. I can just loot away the Sacred Foundry if I brick here too. Calvin's gonna try Living. Okay, yeah, Living In is definitely it could definitely work in Living In. That is true. That is like definitely gonna be like the exception to the rule there though. So I think I'm gonna discard the Virtuoso, but I'm mostly doing this because I would want to be able to like just like win the game with Ancestral Anger on Swiftspear this turn, more so than I'm trying to save my Virtuoso at this point. How goes my Bro brewing? We have a lot of time still before Bro comes out, so I've mostly still been working on normal stream stuff, but this weekend I'm going to be in the trenches, really going through it. Okay, so let's try to play around Spell Pierce. They have Flusterstorm, which means it looks like I'm going to be 1 damage short. So if I had... Oh, I guess if I got shut them, I'm not looting, but I still draw the Ancestral Anger. So let's try to draw Mutagenic Growth. No Mutagenic Growth, so we're going to be dead to a Ragavan or a Lightning Bolt if we attack with both, but I think that's going to still be correct. No, I think you just have to attack here. You can't just hold back a Swiftspear, put them to 4 instead of 1, and then you're just dead to this in 2 turns if you don't top deck anything. I guess I'm going to Ancestral Anger the Channeler. Since, like, obviously my opponent's representing 2 removal spells. I guess I could have Archmage's Charm too. But I would, you know, they're definitely not like letting these through if they're gonna survive. So I don't think it makes much sense to pump my own creature here. We are a Lava Dart deck. My opponent's at 1. Usually good to be playing Lava Dart decks when your opponent's at 1. Okay, we win. No card my opponent can have, right? Besides Lightning Bolt. But that would be quite the BM if they had a Lightning Bolt here, right? Oh, I forgot to shock in my Sacred Foundry. Why no Bolt in this 1-mana Boros Tribal? Good question. Bolt is not good in the deck is the short answer to that question. But the long answer is your deck that is built around Illuminator Virtuoso, Clever Lumimancer, Nivmagus Elemental. Bolt is okay with Lumimancer, but it's really just like not very good with Virtuoso or Nivmagus Elemental. And these are cards with very, very high deck building restrictions. And so to meet these restrictions, you do have to play you know, the other cards that we're playing here, and there's just, like, in my opinion, not really room for Lightning Bolts. And you're also, like, a deck that isn't, like, trying to, like, fairly one-for-one, nickel and dime your opponent with little chip damage, Boros Charm your opponent. You're just trying to, like one-shot, two-shot them a lot of the time. For Nivmagus, when do we choose that path over other creatures? Losing spells is the trade-off for it. So, in order to make Ground Rift work, I think you really have to have 12 creatures that work with it because it's such a weird card. It is really powerful, but it has super high restrictions. Okay, this is a matchup that's very hard to mulligan in, so I think I might keep this. And these are like the only 3 creatures that work super well with it. I mean, there's other Magecraft cards, but all the other Magecraft cards are kind of weak in my opinion. Sin obviously really needs to draw land. We're on the draw though. We also have Lava Dart for Ragavan. Moose, 5 months, thank you. Okay. Not the worst draw. I think in this matchup I'd rather them bolt the Lumimancer. Can Nivmagus eat a spell in response to no? So yes, it can. So it can kind of beat counter spells or give you value through counter spells. Thank you, Moose, for the 5 months. Glad you're liking the stream. Yeah, this would have been a really sick Luris deck. Okay, interesting spot. Probably have Spell Pierce. So I think I'm going to play my Nivmagus Elemental this turn. And just pass. Just set up. I feel like if I'm playing the Anger, it's getting ground rifted. It's nice to be able to play this with the protection spell up. If my opponent attacks with Ragavan, we can like block and Lava Dart. But I'm not sure that they would attack here. Pelican Man, thank you for the 2-pack. If that's for deck tech, you posted a link in chat. There's someone also that gifted 2-pack earlier. And I never saw their deck in the chat, so I don't know if a mod saw it. I'm trying to see who it was. Too many gifted subs today. Too many subs. Call me Lemon. So, Lemon, if you're still here, if you're posting an angry tweet about how I scammed you from the deck tech, delete that tweet and come give me the deck tech. Thanks to the Fate Stitcher deck. It was really sweet. Do I intend to come back to it? Do you have any thoughts? I'm like relatively happy with the list at the moment. I'm also like certainly enjoying playing that deck too. But one thing about that list is that it is like super brain intensive. I think I'm gonna dart the Ragavan here. It's a super brain intensive deck, and it's just kind of one that's tough to play on stream a ton, especially today. Like where I was like yesterday I was sleep deprived, and last night I was having some like digestive issues, and I barely got any sleep. What deck? The Fate Stitcher deck. Okay, deck for Pelican Man. So if you think Grapeshot over Thoracle is viable, I think full stop Grapeshot is better than Oracle in Breach. It's like I know that this is like a somewhat hot take, and obviously like we can have a conversation about it, but like the reality is we've talked about this so much. It's like with Grapeshot is better to draw naturally. It has more utility. Sometimes you kill Ragavan, sometimes you storm and like Grapeshot blue-white control for like 6. It lets you play Jegantha as a companion, and at least in the Greed Red Breach version, I have never been in a spot where I was just not able to kill my opponent with Grapeshot. And like I would have been able to kill my opponent with Oracle. So like that is my experience with with the card. And hold on. I Play my opponent's definitely on Spellpierce. I want a Lava Dart for sure. So that's my experience with the card. And I will say that, like, with that being my experience, I'm still like a little shocked that people, I don't know why I don't know why anybody plays Oracle instead. People just say Oracle is better. That is, I'm open to arguments. And so, like, one thing I could be missing is it might be the case that with Emery, you mill so many cards that you actually, in the Jeskai version, can't win with Grapeshot as often. And that could be the case. That could be the case. But at least in the Gruul version, I'd never, like, had an issue with in playing, like, 100 matches. Think of the Gifted Subcircling. Yeah, definitely less click intensive, but, that's not, the best argument either. Okay, let's cast our Ground Rift. So that's my thought. So, like, if that's your main question, I am very much in the Grapeshot camp. Okay, another Gifted Sub, so if that's for a deck circling, post like a chat. I played the tier version of Grapeshot, it was always fun, even with them. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I just don't really get it, but guess I maybe should have done these one at a time. Looks like they don't have Unholy Heat, though. Okay, at this point, we're just going to Ground Rift again, and I don't know if these are going to both be lethal creatures. It's going to be +8 up to 16. So, yeah, this one will be lethal. But also our Nivmagus Elemental is going to be pretty large, pretty in charge, and gotta dodge that Brazen Borrower, I guess, but most lists aren't playing Archmage Charm these days, which is certainly a big boon for this list. Wait, oh, this has Trample! Right, this has Trample. So do we just win? I forgot that we angered this. Yeah, I guess we just win. This deck plays like Infect. Yeah, Infect is a really good comparison for this deck. Yeah, I love this deck. This deck is just, again, I've been having so much fun, like last week, just returning to some old hits, and it's been a good time. Yeah, and before Vapor Snag. Just, like, getting that curve lower is really what I want to do with this deck. So that is something to think about, at least. This hand's great. Double Canyon's kind of painful, though. How do you figure this pairs to mono red or blue red prowess? Hold on a second. They are, I would say, kind of put them in an overlapping archetype. This version is more high synergy, plays more similarly to Infect, has a general faster goldfish. Mono red. The breach decks are pretty different. Or so the prowess lists are pretty different because you play Underworld Breach. You're just kind of able to trade resources somewhat aggressively and not really worry too much about your opponent like removing your creatures, because like eventually you're going to slam an Underworld Breach and prowess and win the game. I know that, like, I saw Mingu 5 with no breach and prowess last night, which is interesting, but for me, the breach is just like so insane in that deck. I would never play less than 3. Whoop, that is not what I wanted to do. So it compares, I guess, is the short answer. It compares. Shredder block is important. Yeah, that's definitely true. And then, like, Shredder is way, way better against Graveyard Hate. I think that's one of the main thing that Jeskai does over, like, the green-based versions is be more resilient to Graveyard Hate. And that's partially because of Shredder, partially because it's a fairy. And Green Red, you said you want to try Fable over Engineer. Do you still feel that way? I did try it, and it is better. Fable is really, really good in that deck, and that is the version I would be playing going forward. Can you give 3 subs for deck tech? It's only 2. It's only 2. If I missed a deck tech, let me know. There's been a lot this morning. I've been live for 37 minutes. There's been like 4. So I'm also like, I'm running at like 40% capacity today. So okay, we're going for we are almost definitely gonna win the game here, and I get to showcase some of the very sweet stuff. Where I guess I don't have a mountain for Lava Dart. Okay, there's a mountain for Lava Dart. So one of my like favorite things to do in this deck is exactly this, like loot away Lava Dart to Virtuoso so that you can Lava Dart your own Virtuoso and keep the ball rolling. Do I just win? Yeah, I think it's going to be somewhat trivial to win at this point. Why don't we go ahead and flash back the dart here? I'm not sure if I want to Manamorphose or not. Because if I Manamorphose, then... Yeah, it's probably just... This has got to be lethal, right? Yeah, this gotta be lethal. No Solitude, please. Yeah, I mean... Is my opponent playing a Solitude deck? I guess they haven't, like, definitely declared that they're not playing it. Maybe I should have kept the other Virtuoso, but I'm going in. I'm going in. Used to play 1 station. No, you go up to 3 stations. The list isn't the Stream Decker, but you go up to 3 stations. All right. Solitude, not a legal card in this format. I mean, I think they're just hammer. Just play surprised not to see any blue for Fluster. You can play Flusterstorm. It obviously like has a lot of synergy in the deck. Just it makes your mana a lot worse when you're playing the Lava Darts. Like having like a high density of mountains for turns where you like Lava Darts your only Lumimancer is important, but you can play Flusterstorms. Another deck tech for Heel Flipper. Okay, so just like okay, there's one for Zergling. I don't know if any mods can like organize these for me or like make sure I didn't miss any. That would be very helpful. Let me sideboard real quick. So this is a matchup where I think I'm gonna go down on 2 Manamorphose, 2 Homestead Courage for the Shattering Sprees. Heel Flipper. Okay, so I've got 1 queued up for Zergling and 1 queued up for Heel Flipper. Eureka Blacksmith skill, their creature responds to the hammer. I don't believe that works. I don't know if we're just, you know, memeing with the whole creativity thing. But Hexproof is not Shroud. Black-green Sagas. Okay, we got Power Conduit in the deck and Binding the Old Gods. Okay. Too bad you can't put a counter on Grist with Power Conduit, but you can take a counter off. Okay, my first thoughts. These cards I view to be like not playable in Modern. Hex Parasite is a card I really dislike. I think I would play the 4th Power Conduit over the 1st Hex Parasite. This card is very fragile, and my biggest issue with this card is always hold on. I think I'm gonna dart this. If I drew a land and they hammer, there's a chance I just win, but I have to draw a land. If I just take a land in my hand, I'd play this and go like, you know, Manamorphose, Anger, Growth, Ground Rift. So I really just, the problem is like, you get this off of your Saga, right? Your Urza Saga, but then your Saga's gone and you have nothing to target with Hex Parasite. So it's only ever good in games where you draw 2 copies of Urza Saga, which is really just like not where I recommend being. You also have 3 Traverse the Uvidwalds in a deck that's more focused on artifacts and enchantments. So like I think that this is not a good I don't think you can be on both the Traverse plan and the Saga Power Conduit plan. You have to pick a lane. And obviously, like, this is the lane you want to pick. I think you need to play 23 lands minimum if you're playing all these bindings. And, like, really what this deck needs is another Saga, I think. Where binding's kind of underpowered. Like, I don't think that there is another good Saga in just black or green. What you really need to do is splash for at least Fable of the Mirror Breaker. But I know no one wants to do that. And they want to play the black-green hero deck. Game 3. Feeling pretty good about our chances on the play for Game 3. Emerge Unscathed can be a good way to get through blockers. I wasn't 100% sure that they were on Hammer. I think I'm going to go down, though. So, yeah. I also don't think Dark Confidant is a card you want to be playing. Like, I would be on, like, at least 3 Grist. I would be on... you need to find something else that works with Power Conduit. It should work if you target their creature against hexproof from spells or abilities they control. It just gains hexproof, not hexproof from. It's not that other card. Ooh. All right, we'll draw spells. Yeah, playing white for Restoration of a Ganjo would be so sweet in this list, but I don't know. It's tough because like when you get like a black-green rock deck tech, like I know that you just want to play black-green. I know you don't want to splash a color, but like, you know, for me to give you the best advice, I have to include that you have to splash a color. Yes, it's not Vines of the Vastwood. It's just hex. It's just normal hexproof. So I want more grist in the deck. I'm not sure exactly the number of grist I want, but I know I want more. Okay, Swiftspear is interesting. Yeah, why don't we just go Swiftspear attack with both of these. Set up for a bigger turn next turn. Maybe paying for Sentinel next turn. But it also might block, and then I would... Yeah, this is great for me. Assuming they do block. I don't like Culling Ritual in a Power Conduit Urza Saga deck. That's not a card I'd be playing. I would be playing the third Necromancer before the first Duress. Also, one thing, if you're gonna play Traverse the Uvenwald in a green-black Urza Saga deck, you need to play a Titania, and you need to play a Zurin Orb to get off of your Saga. You also need to play a Springleaf Drum as a Urza Saga tutor target. I don't see that here. Whoa, 2 more Sentinels. Gross. Burger with the 20 months. Thank you. I feel like my opponents may be stumbling a bit. Some subs for Lurkers. Thank you so much, Silent. So many gifted subs today. Getting that sub count up. I think we're just gonna put Jegantha in my in my hand. Weird game. Yeah, I don't know if anybody in the chat has other solutions. Like I'd be likely playing like at least like some number of True Rocks also in the deck. In the 75. Like I wouldn't play Duress. I'd be playing like 3 Necromancer, 2 Turok in the 75. I also don't think you need Weather the Storm, where just like Shadow Spear is so good against decks like these. I don't know that you need a card like Weather the Storm. Could play Liliana of the Veil. Okay. Event Hex is not that bad because there are 7 sagas, Urza and Binding, and 3 tutors, Traverse. So you have to have second saga after getting the Parasite, which you can draw normally, Psychophorus. I think that's a fine argument. It's just like really not my experience with the card, but you know, everybody's experiences are different. I wish you luck with it. This is just like, for me, I found Parasite to be really bad. Okay, we're gonna win this turn or lose, so we're not gonna pay. Oh. Huh. That's definitely like the card that makes me wish I had paid. Let me make red. Another Ancestral Anger is huge though. I think they're dead. I guess it's better to just cast both Shattering Sprees actually, because that's one more prowess trigger. Even though it's the same amount of Magecraft triggers. The tech for heal, yes. I think I had that one queued up. And Burger gifting us up to Keshar. Thank you, everybody I know. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Bada. Okay, 4 color good stuff and Pioneers. Let me just like take a look at this real quick and win the match. 2-0, 2-0 on 2 hours of sleep. Not the worst place to be. Yeah, you probably want to play 4 Fables. So here's one thing: don't play Kenrith in a deck without Fires of Invention. Is my advice to you. That is my main piece of advice to you. I also advise in decks with Leyline Binding not to play Beseiju Odawara. This was when I've been building these mana bases. I've just been like on all basic land types, and so like just like getting up and playing like 3rd Steam Vents or 2nd Temple Garden, 3rd Sacred Foundry will just make Binding a better card, and like Binding is so good. I think that's more of a priority. Beseiju is okay in Pioneer for sure, but it's also like not the end all be all. If you're gonna play Fable of the Mirror Breaker, play 4. That card's like one of the best cards in Pioneer. I think Wandering Emperor is fine, albeit a little overrated, honestly. Definitely not a card that I'm like Just like, you know, smiling ear to ear that I have in my deck. It's like, I don't know, Emperor's like, my problem with Emperor is just like pretty bad against mono green, and I don't know, I just have a hard time making deck building decisions that are bad against mono green. I also think March of Otherworldly Light is mid. Not bad, but mid. One more, just a lot to get through. I think that Temporary Lockdown is also a really, really good card in Pioneer, and the fact that this deck has no permanents that get exiled by Temporary Lockdown makes me want to be, like, I guess you have Fable tokens, but that makes me want to play, like, 2 or 3 copies in the main deck and, like, up to 4 in the sideboard. I'm, like, really high on Lockdown at the moment. Okay, let's just Homestead Courage so I can play this with the Emerge Unscathed up next turn. Oh, dude, yeah, I think Tasha's maybe just one-shots us. Gross. I hate Hullbreaker Horror. I don't know. I just hate these, like, I'm going to play these big 6 and 7 mana creatures that can't be countered to my sideboard in Pioneer. Like, for me, that is just very much not what Pioneer is about. Okay, Tasha, how did it only hit 22 cards? That's a win. A win is a win. A win is a win. Also, are they mono blue? Kind of looks like they're mono blue. I'm just going to get, like, aggressive here. Maybe I have the win next turn no matter what. Did we not potentially win for jump Woodmancer? Yeah, I mean, usually Mill plays a lot of removal. Oh, double Tashas. It kind of looks like they're mono blue. I don't know. Maybe they're not. That was bad, though. Okay, so take out 3 Kinnereth, but tune in 1 Teferi, 2 Memory Days. Well, that's the problem. Heal is like when you submit a deck like that, like I don't know if you're like, do you want to be a control deck or do you want to be a Kinnereth deck? That's what's very difficult, right? Because if you want to be a control deck too, like, you know, there are plenty of like blue-white control lists, and like one thing is too, like, I don't know how good, like, Omnath is also kind of mid in Pioneer with no fetch lands. That's what's difficult for me for the deck tech is I don't know what you want to do, so I don't know how to advise you. I lean to control. Okay, yeah. So if you're leaning to control, I want to see like 3 temporary lockdowns to the main. I want to see like 2 Wandering Emperor max. I don't know how good Omnath is. You're gonna have to make a judgment call on that one, but it's a good chance that you just want to be playing, yeah, like Memory Deluge over Omnath instead. Okay, love this hand. I want to see temporary lockdown. I think would be phenomenal. I want to see no Kinrith, 4th Fable. I also maybe want to see like no absorbs, and like you can like lean more to sweepers. You can play like 4 Farewell, or not 4 Supreme Verdict. You can lean a bit more into sweepers and answers than like traditional 3-mana counter spells. I have found in Pioneer 3-mana counter spells to be bad. You can also play Spell Pierce. Like, I think Spell Pierce is the best counter spell in Pioneer, and like you could definitely get away with a couple copies. Okay, let's go. Cast Swiftspear. If I have Mutagenic Growth, I'm kind of walking into Drown a little bit. I think I'm going to still cast it. So I think I'm actually going to exile this Mutagenic Growth, play around removal a little bit, and just pass, attack. They brought back Incarnation deck to do well. Brought back Incarnation deck to do well. Had to tune out yesterday. I didn't play that yesterday. It was okay, though. We played a couple different versions. Oh, wow. They drowned the Nivmagus Elemental. Awesome. Love that. Okay, I'm going to discard the Virtuoso, I think. King of DC, 2 months. Thank you. I think Whir is currently modern playable. 3U and Urza Saga format feels like a big restriction on deck building. I think that if you're playing Whir, you shouldn't play Urza Saga for the most part. There's got to be some like exceptions to that, but That's my general thought on it, is that like it's hard to play those two cards together. Okay. Ancestral Anger. Too bad they didn't mill over more Ancestral Angers. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be just protecting my Swiftspear. If they tap out for Tasha's, I can win the game with the Emerge Unscathed. Would I like to play some hero decks in the near future? Would I like to play your pet deck is what I'm hearing. Okay, was there another deck I missed? Because we had so many, I don't know if there's, I need to figure out a way to like, I don't know, I guess it's not really possible for the donation stuff, and the overlap makes it seem like Saga's just smart to play them more. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that for the most part. I'm mostly just saying like, ooh, gross. Or 1, 2, 3. Game 3. I'm mostly just saying that it's not like, I should get up to 15. It's not 100% clear to me that there's no deck that can ever play Worm. Brutal. We're beating like almost every card besides Crypt Incursion here. Can you stop pointing out the core concepts of deck decks are flawed? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it's very important that people understand the problems with their decks for the deck techs, and sometimes you can fix the problem, sometimes you can't. But okay, down to 10 cards in our library. I think if they have a Fatal Push, I'm just gonna be okay losing. They have that Shellduck guy, also I'm not feeling too good about that either. Okay, well the good news is like losses to mill even like they don't affect me at all. I don't feel anything when I lose to mill. I don't even like really feel like a loss to mill is a loss at all. Is something beeping? Oh, you know, it might be like my phone. It's probably your phone actually. It's probably your phone. Yeah, I checked my phone. It was actually on silent like it's supposed to be, so. Could play the Emrakul on the sideboard. This matchup seems abysmal. Tasha's is just so crazy against us. Losses to mill do not count at all. Yeah, I know the YouTube video had really low volume. I don't know what I could do differently, where I have on my OBS, my audio input capture turned all the way up. I believe I have my mic turned all the way up too. I literally don't know what I can do differently. But I the next time I do like a long form video, I will troubleshoot it, and it won't be that quiet. I also like looked if there was a way I could like boost the volume in YouTube Editor. I couldn't figure out how to do that. But I did see the comments saying that the volume in that video was pretty low. You need an editor? I have an editor. I mean, I didn't have my editor edit that video, I guess, but did that one by myself. Ooh, yeah. I mean, Hammer Time, like we saw earlier, just a very good matchup. You're just faster than them. They don't have interaction. Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows if there's a way to like boost a video's volume in the YouTube editor, that would be nice for that video. But yeah, I did spend a long time on the bro video. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on Brothers War Cards, you can type !bro in the chat. Who grabs a Caldra, they're probably gonna die. If you're using Windows 10, I know that some audio cards are bad with Windows 10. Okay, I am using Windows 10. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll install the Windows 10 cards. Yeah, sounds like it might work. Okay, I'm gonna do red here. Obviously, super punished if I don't draw anything at all. Oh no. Guess I should have made red-white. I was thinking that I wanted to be able to draw into Ground Rift. That being said, we're still doing like really well. Do I like the Saga card type? Yeah, for sure. Was there a reason the audio was low? I don't know what the reason was. My mic's turned all the way up. My audio input's turned all the way up. And I know it's an issue on the stream too sometimes. But like what's weird is like sometimes it's not an issue and sometimes like it is. I don't ever change anything. It's always turned all the way up. So you're gonna go for Cauldron here. So I'm gonna try to give this protection from black. Let's make a red, white. Maybe I could make white, white. Just go pro black, pro white. Pro black, pro white. I think that makes sense. I have to do pro black first, obviously. Could be a connection thing. Yeah, maybe. I'll look into it. I don't usually like to do like the technical troubleshooting stuff on stream. But I'm sorry it's happening. I'll look into it. Kind of hoping to draw something off my connives though. Not really something. Do I have to eat the Emerge Unscathed with the Nivmagus? This way, they can't block here, they block here, they could take 8, 11. It's not enough. I thought about a collab with Electric Bob. I don't know who Electric Bob is, but I also I've kind of collabed out for the year, to be honest. Naturals 8 months, thank you. So weird to not kill your opponent when you untap with Virtuoso, Lumimancer, and like spells, but I guess you're capable of fizzling, huh? Yeah, I'm a little collabed out for the year. Alright, that's a Paladin, that's a Garderzade, I think. I guess they played the hammer, so I mean, if they play the hammer, there's a good chance they have Paladin will just die. We will see what happens. Although they can't actually tap this for white. That's pretty big. How did singing the name of a card start? I mean, just like back when channel points were a thing. First thing, I thought it'd be fun to, you know, think of brainstorming, have some fun channel point redemptions, and that was on the list of my brainstormed ideas. Did I win by giving both creatures pro back? The problem is they could just block with the Stoneforge Mystic. I mean, this is best case scenario. So maybe they have a Paladin that they can play post-combat? No. Big draw step. Oh, I forgot that we had this. Is this just going to be a win? Protection from white? Would I never announce a card like a Naruto Jutsu? I would never do that. Because that would be cringe. They have a Nettle Cyst? Good beats. Yeah, good beats. Okay. Bringing the Shattering Sprees. Back down on Manamorphoses and Courages. Click submit. Wouldn't forcing them to block with Stoneforge Window. Well, they block. Put Cauldron into play, and then it's like exactly the same situation, but we've just dealt less damage. They're at 3 instead of 1. I guess okay, they're 3 instead of 1, but I guess I still have my Lumimancer. Maybe that is better. I don't think it ends up translating to a win this game. That's true. Yeah, maybe it's a better line. I just need to draw a spell off with all those connives. Tough hands. Mostly tough because I'm not sure what to put back. I think I put back the second Virtuoso so that if I miss my second land, I can just like play a second Lumimancer and then start to go off on like turn 3. If you didn't eat the other Emerge Unscathed, you could have given Lumimancer Pro White and Black on that turn. Oh, that's true, yeah. That's true. It was a tough turn. It was a really tough turn. I need you to try to make it is a deck except blue red brick tie work something. I have plenty of. I have at least prowess of the Stream Decker that I like a lot. Surely I've got stuff. Not that anybody would check the Stream Decker before making a comment like that. Let me Ancestral Anger here. I think there's a really good chance they're going to play a second artifact for my Shattering Spree next turn, if they're going to play a Hammer Out like this. And notably, Replicate does trigger the Magecraft. At least the Prowess list, I think, is good. Maybe that's it. As far as pure Izzet decks go. I thought I silenced the phone. I know I can hear it buzzing too. There's Phoenix. I guess it's just guy. Ooh. Well, that's probably a win. I do think, however, that math is for blockers. I mean, yeah, this is a win. This is a win. I meant the bluish control list of some sort. I'm saving you a lot of time and money by not recommending Blue Moon. Also be honest with what you want. Don't say, Spike, I need you to make an Izzet deck work. Just say, Spike, I want to play Blue Moon. That deck is so much worse than the Murktide. This is like my Blue Moon rant. I just don't understand you players. I don't understand you Blue Moon players. For the first time in like years, there is a tier 1 blue-red deck that main decks Blood Moon, plays Counterspell, plays Lightning Bolt. And it's not good enough for you because you want to play Rouse Eric, Izzet Viceroy. What's wrong with you? Just play Murktide. Literally, what is wrong with y'all? Just... Yeah, by Keranos, Spiral, Izzet Viceroy, Spike, please make these playable. They were never playable. They were never playable. Let's go to Mulligan this. I think Elementals are worst threat in this matchup. This hand's a win if we draw a land. For Lava Dart. I guess I keep this on the draw. Put back the Emerge Unscathed. I need Snapcaster, please, Spike. I just need to Snapcaster Counterspell one more time. I'm not stopping you. I'm just, wondering what's wrong with you. I got the Snapcaster, Spike. I got one more time. Just one more hit of the Snapcaster. Oh, am I supposed to... I think I was supposed to Lava Dart end of turn so that I could Dart Nexus if they have Hammer here. I was busy doing a flawless Murktide impression. I just have to cast the Lumimancer. I can't wait, I think. Yeah, but I was definitely supposed to play the Lava Dart so I wasn't dead to the Nexus. Yeah, but also, I'm not... Yeah, you can play it, And what's great about Modern is you can even play the deck, and you can, have a winning record with Blue Moon right now, because Modern is such an open format. It's just going to be worse than Murktide. You're going to have a lower win rate than with Murktide. Yeah. Yeah, I think I had the jam there. Tough stuff. The game one was really tough. Hard to mulligan this hand on the draw. I gotta dart that. Guess if we draw growth, we don't have to. Happy to draw my land though, so no complaints here. Also, don't really mind if they undying this. Would I encourage players to brew with paper cards? I don't know what you mean by that. Brew with paper cards. As far as I know, the cards on Magic Online and the cards in paper do exactly the same thing, but I could be misinformed. Say that to ponder? What? No. You just unlocked me. Unless you're playing Alchemy, that's true, yeah. I learned that, yeah, Chariot makes only one cat. Magic's a funny game, huh? Wasn't a Ponder bug 3 years. Oh, right. Yeah, yes. I can't remember what the bug was with Ponder, but I do loosely recall that was something. That's true. Yeah, that's true. They're bugs. They're bugs. Ground Rift is actually like had been bugged for a while. Might still be bugged. I think I actually just want to Nivmagus Pass. But Blue Moon was Splitter Twin. Yeah, I mean, it's time to move on from the Splitter Twin era, but it's also like not the deck we're talking about. Freaking Blue Moon players. Just not thankful for a tier 1 blue-red deck at all. They hate it. They hate the Murktide deck. You know why Blue Moon players hate Is It Murktide? Because it's good. They hate it. They hate it because it's good. Oh, so I should have picked red. There's a Fury. Okay, they don't have Fury. Okay, so we're gonna chew this up. Then we're gonna play. Okay, no more Blue Moon slander. You guys are off the hook for now. Snapcaster Pioneer gets that before me. I mean, Snapcaster still does see fringe play in Modern. I'll also say this: Snapcaster Mage would be unplayable in Pioneer. The spells in Pioneer suck so much, and you just play Treasure Cruise instead. You're dead. Yeah, I think Snapcaster Mage would be like completely unplayable in Pioneer. It is better in Modern right now than it would be in Pioneer, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe Dimir Control, but Dimir Control is also like maybe not playable either. Bad take? Maybe I have a bad take. A fate worse than death on Twitch, having a bad take. I don't know. I actually feel like really confidently Pioneer Snapcaster Mage would like, just not top 8 events regularly in Pioneer at least. I feel pretty confidently in that. The spells in that format are really bad. And for Snapcaster to be good, you need like lots of good 1 and 2 mana spells, and the format just doesn't have that. That's a wild take. I don't even... Y'all just love Snapcaster Mage. It's like Snapcaster Mage like saved all of your cats from trees as children. I just like really don't understand. Opt is... Consider is fine. Opt is like not... I've been cutting Opt from all my Izzet lists. Also, that's maybe a little bit too much info, but... I don't know. It's whatever. Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. Snapcaster Thoughtseize is not even like... you want to play instants with your Snapcasters, it's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care to argue. You guys can play whatever you want. It's not legal. It's I get so stun-locked today. Apart from Counterspell, what's missing? Lightning Bolt is the big one, but it's like... I don't know, man. It's just like... The spells in Pioneer are all really bad. And you don't want to pay 2 more mana for them for a 2/1, With turning on Wizard's Retort. Yeah, like that's actually true. I didn't consider Wizard's Retort. That actually makes me like a lot higher on the card, honestly. Wizard's Retort and Wizard's Lightning. I'm actually maybe like flipping my opinion. But these conversations, I don't know. I don't always like them so much where it's like, I don't think Snapcaster Mage would be playable in Pioneer. And the chat's like, this is like a really cringe take, Spike, that you have here of this like super, super important conversation of... would this card that's not legal be good in a format that it's not legal in? Dude, Fury is also so bad. Look at this. It's literally counter it for 0 mana. Damn it. Man, Fury is so good. Chris, 11 months, thank you. Long time fan, last time viewer. Yeah, that's on me, huh? Liliana. They have no cards in their hand, though. They better have no cards in their hand after Furying twice. Is One Mana Storm card any good? Yeah, it's like the best card in the deck, but you're like totally built around it. Prime form right now? Thank you. I mean, this is what happens when I'm on like 2 hours of sleep. Someone in chat's like, Spike, I love Snapcaster Mage. And I like just, you know, draw and quarter them, right? Or was it where you get 4 horses and you rip them apart? You tie 1 horse to each limb. I verbally do that. Maybe it's not a super Twitch friendly conversation. That is draw and quarter, yeah. You like Snapcaster Mage? I mean, listen, when I rebuilt my modern collection, my Magic collection, the very first thing I bought was 4 Snapcaster Mage, 4 foreign black border lightning bolts. And where are those Snapcasters sat? In my trade binder, or not my trade binder, my collection binder, where they belong. But I'm so cruel, I'm so evil, because I'm you. Because I'm you. I also just want to freaking play Snapcaster Mage every day of my life. I'm as bad as you are. And I hate that about myself. Okay, 3-2 that league. 3-2 that league. This deck's pretty fast. Let's go ahead and just run it back one more time. Probably should have been a 4-1 that league. What language? Japanese. Is grammar for Sunbaked? I don't know. The situation didn't come up this time. Yeah, thank you, Beers. We had so many deck techs. I just...